From MTN News, you're watching Montana This Morning.
Another coronavirus story? Yes, but this one's a little different. I'm Annie Johnson with more on how your blood type might affect how your body fights the virus.
And Governor Steve Bullock says Montana medical workers need our help. How you can contribute to their safety coming up 6:30 on this Wednesday. I almost forgot to read. I saw that was there. Oh, that's my name. I should read that. Chet Lehman, Matt Elwell, and our newest member, Ashley Brantley. Fortunately, you're here because if I had not read for a period of time, did I call you Ashley?
You called me Ashley. It's been a long day already. Chet, it's all
Good morning,
right.
Southwest Montana. Chet Lehman, Holly Brantley, Matt Elwell here. See, I don't know.
It's all right.
I'm good for 2 hours of a show and we're half an hour to go. That's part of my problem.
By the way, Holly, the newest member of our team from Green Bay, Wisconsin, from our sister station there. So
Yes.
welcome.
Thank you. I feel extremely welcome. That I will say that is the first time Chet has ever gotten my name wrong. So
And if for some
we'll give
reason
it a
I
pass.
just stop reading, you just keep going, all right, Holly?
Deal. It's
Just
a
do
deal.
that. Yeah,
We'll
that's
keep
it.
that going.
In fact, I might stop reading from now on. Could happen.
Whatever works.
Lucky us, right?
Nobody will notice.
I'm loving it here in spite of the antics and the lovely weather we're having.
Yeah, well, you're doing well. You're fitting right in, Holly. Thanks for joining us
Both of
this
you,
morning.
Holly and Ashley, we're both glad
That's
that both
right.
of you are standing here this morning.
I'm going to talk
What
about road.
personality.
I'm moving on. You know we
Guys.
love you. We just can't keep chatting.
Wow.
He's got to keep him busy. Snow and fog for the early part of the morning on Bozeman Pass. You can see visibility may be down, maybe a little ice out there. What do you got, Chet?
Well, it says Holly right at the top of this. It even has your name printed on there. You have the next read.
Absolutely. Well, let's go then.
There we go.
Back to news now. One man is dead and another in jail after a house fire in Kalispell.
Yeah, the Flathead County Sheriff's Office reports deputies responded to the 200 block of Forest Hill Village early Saturday morning for a house fire. During the investigation, 63-year-old Daniel Gerald Waldelli was found dead inside the home. He was taken to the Montana State Crime Lab for an autopsy. Afterward, 42-year-old Jason Waldelli was booked into the Flathead County Detention Center on a pending felony charge of arson. That investigation, by the way, is still being continued.
The Gallatin City County Health Department confirms that Gallatin County has now seen its 6th death due to COVID-19.
Yeah, health officials say a woman in her 90s passed away at a long-term care facility following her hospitalization.
The state reports 706 new cases added to the tracking map in the last 24 hours, with one shy of 9,000 cases active. Montana also reports 360 active hospitalizations. Gallatin County adds 60 new cases, with 426 listed as active. Silver Bow County has 19 new cases, 120 are active. Madison and Ravalli counties also added several new cases, with 18 active in Madison and 157 active in Ravalli.
Also, Governor Steve Bullock is urging Montanans to continue COVID-19 precautions for the benefit of medical workers.
Yesterday, he laid out the state's initial plan for distributing a COVID vaccine once it's available. Leaders would first direct the vaccine to healthcare and other essential workers and those at increased risk of getting COVID or experiencing a severe case. The state will put together a vaccine coordinator team to work on refining the plan. Bullock also introduced Charlotte Skinner, an ER nurse from St. Peter's Health, who talked about the added stress COVID has put on frontline workers like her.
I'm asking you today to stop segregating yourselves into maskers and anti-maskers, and to stand with us on the common ground of science and evidence, which is clearly telling us that masking works.
Again said he does not want to implement new statewide COVID restrictions, saying that would be unfair to those already doing the right things. But he urged everyone to follow the guidelines that have already been put in place.
In a related note here at 6:34, do you know your blood type?
I do not, but I might want to find out. MTN's Annie Johnson reports on why it's important to know and how it might react differently to the coronavirus.
I have a little riddle for you. Type A, type B, type AB, or type O. When it comes to fighting the virus, which blood type is the way to go?
There is some data that suggests that being O blood type does provide a little bit of protection. and that maybe your severity of disease is not going to be as great as a different blood type.
But pause. Just because you have type O does not, I repeat, does not mean you can't get the virus or have severe effects.
It doesn't really affect hospitalization or death rates. And the other thing to remember is that your blood type might provide a slight bit of protection against COVID-19, but it does not supersede other risk factors, including age and other comorbidities.
But knowing your blood type is good information to know.
You never know when you're going to have an accident or need to know your blood type. If you donate blood, they'll always tell you your blood type, so you can always go that route.
And there's other options.
You'd have your doctor order a blood type for you. You can always do that.
So overall, what's the positive of having a certain blood type as it relates to COVID?
People who had O or B blood type actually had less severe disease. So they required less mechanical ventilation, they required less renal dialysis, and their ICU stays were shorter.
Well, I'm all out of riddles, but just like Dr. Emmerich said, regardless of your blood type, you still need to take just as many safety precautions as recommended. Reporting at Bozeman Health, Annie Johnson, MTN News.
Be positive, by the way. I know mine. 6:36 now. If you or someone you know has fully recovered from coronavirus, they may be able to help others overcome it. The American Red Cross, many different other health organizations are doing convalescent plasma transfers, which the CDC not only approves but recommends. Red Cross automatically tests donors' blood to see if those antibodies are present and if the donor qualifies.
Your plasma might be eligible to become convalescent plasma, which means that we can use your plasma that has those antibodies to help those who are in the process of recovering or battling the effects of COVID-19.
Again, the Red Cross automatically tests donors' blood to see if those antibodies are present, if the donor qualifies for that donation. And I think that's kind of cool. Possibility to help out.
Absolutely, a neat advancement.
Yep.
Well, coming up here, the Forest Service is closing hundreds of thousands of acres of national forest land in Colorado due to the raging forest fires. After the break, hear why the Forest Service is now appealing to citizens for help. But first, here's what's coming up at 7 on CBS This Morning.
Good morning to you ahead on CBS This Morning. Our series we're calling At America's Crossroads continues this morning with Tony. He's in Pennsylvania, in Erie to be exact, finding out what's motivating blue-collar workers who voted for President Trump back in 2016, if he still has their support. Plus, we'll ask women from the Philadelphia suburbs who they're voting for and which issues help them decide. Anthony's all over that. And Dave Matthews, the music superstar, is on a mission to make sure that Americans are ready to vote 13 days from today. Hear why voting means so much to him. Wow, 13 days. Can you believe it? We'll see you at 7 o'clock on the dot.